I'm an emergency planner. In my calm, efficient manner, I examine ways of dealing with attack warning red. In every district in the land, preparations are in hand for servicing survivors and disposing of the dead. We have stocks of food and water in our top secret headquarters, and supplies of CS gas so refugees can be restrained, and we may be forced to shoot a hostile element or looter. But in war it's most important law and order is maintained. There are safety regulations every householder should learn, and I hope they won't be needed, but that isn't my concern. I've a job that must be done and I'm the man who's qualified, but I'm not the final arbiter, that cannot be denied, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I don't decide. I don't decide, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I'm just following the guidelines politicians have supplied. I'm a government minister. My aim through thick and thin is to defend our way of life, and every man must do his share. Be it night or be it morning, when I hear the siren's warning, to my concrete super bunker I will fearlessly repair. First I'll calm the population with a broadcast to the nation, then with grim determination, grit and energy and drive, I'll mastermind the operation to preserve civilization. For despite the devastation, many millions will survive. Then we will emerge triumphant to tend our shattered flock. Our first task must be regeneration of the nation's stock. I'll be there to offer leadership and play my part with pride, but I'm not the final arbiter, that cannot be denied, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I don't decide. I don't decide, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I just act on the advice that the military provide. I'm a military advisor. I devise and analyse a range of plausible scenarios for any future war. When the doors are locked behind us, you will regularly find us playing realistic war games while computers keep the score. They take one aggressive step and we use nuclear weapons on their military targets. Then they counter with the same. So with power balanced nicely, we must calculate precisely if a further escalation would knock Europe out the game. For if our nuclear deterrent should fail to deter, it's imperative we're ready for the worst that might occur. So I offer expert counsel others well may override, for I'm not the final arbiter, that cannot be denied, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I don't decide. I don't decide, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I just integrate the weapon systems scientists provide. I'm a scientific wizard, my laboratory is a dip into a world where nothing is beyond the human mind. Here we spend our time designing and improving and refining sophisticated weapons of a cost-effective kind. Now we're following our foreheads on the new nuclear warheads with miniaturized components and increased destructive power, and the race is razor keen to make the doomsday machine. That will be our crowning glory, that will be our finest hour. I sometimes question what I'm doing, and I wonder if I should, but I know that if I didn't, there'd be many more who would. And in scientific progress we must match the other side, and I'm not the final arbiter, that cannot be denied, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I don't decide. I don't decide, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. Our serving men need better weaponry, all I do is provide. I'm a missile commander, I repudiate the slander that to do the job I'm doing you've got to be insane. I've been screened and classed as stable, how else would I be able to carry out my duties without cracking under the strain? There are just two guys who lie low in each Titan missile silo, on permanent alert in case the order comes to fire. And if my partner starts to be a danger, acting kinda weird, then I guess I'd have to shoot him, cause that's what the rules require. It's a scary situation, but I reckon I don't scare, for I read the Bible daily and I offer up a prayer. And if crisis time approaches I will take it in my stride, and I'm not the final arbiter, that cannot be denied, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I don't decide. I don't decide, and I can't be held responsible for what I don't decide. I'm just fingering the buttons that governments provide. I'm a superpower leader, my crusade is peace and freedom, and to further these great causes I will go to any length. I will see that no expense is spared to double our defences. Our security demands that we negotiate from strength. We must take a stance that's tough in case they think that we're just bluffing, and there's nothing can deflect us from the path that we pursue. We must show them they can't win, cause even balanced on the brink, they needn't think that I will shrink from doing what I have to do. I've drawn the line against aggression to keep tyranny at bay. Though exactly where the line is I am not prepared to say. They will know that when they cross it, then God will be my guide. For I'm not the final arbiter, that cannot be denied, and I can't be held responsible for what I won't decide. I won't decide, I won't decide, and I can't be held responsible for what I won't decide. I'll be responding to the data that computers have supplied. We are decent, we are dedicated, worthy and sincere, and when Judgment Day approaches and the trumpet sound we hear, we will rise to meet our Maker, we will have no cause to fear, for we only do our duty, so our consciences are clear. And if the end of all creation is global suicide, there'll be no one who's responsible, for no one will decide.